my E3 main comment here. So my E3 main comment here. So
Oh, hey! Is that E3? Ah! Is that me? I'm on E3? Oh, the camera! Oh! Ow! I'm on E3. Oh god, what should I do? What should I do? Oh wait, I need to be very safe. Ninja said he was gonna help me. He's on E3, I think. He's on E3. Okay, I'm gonna call Ninja. Ninja, please be my Ninja. Okay. Discord. Oh, here it is. Calling Ninja. Oh my god! It's you! Holy! Wait, dude! I can't believe you're here!
Did you just bleep yourself?
Yes!
Okay.
This is a very family-friendly convention. E3.
It is.
I am
E3
so
very
excited!
So just so I know, for everybody, so you're like a new host in G4. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Adam Sassler is my master, and I'm his follower. Can
Did you just bleep
I
yourself?
find some jokes on you?
Okay. Let me see it. Let's go.
Okay,
I'm ready.
okay. This is a really good joke, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Knock.
So just so I who's there?
Your career just left. Sorry, was that too much? Well, you're not laughing. What was wrong?
Why you gotta go there?
These nuts?
Got him!
Got him! That was good! That's brand friendly.
It's a classic These Nuts joke, right? A classic These Nuts joke, right? You gotta hit me with the Sugma,
Yeah.
the Ligma, okay? The Sugma, the Ligma, and then what's the other one? Candace.
Uh-huh.
That's a classic Candace. That's a good one.
And-
I every day.
Wait, that was probably bad. Okay, never mind. Ninja, I have so many questions for you. Because, well, first, I'm on E3, and as you can tell, I keep having to bleep myself out. I need to learn how to be brand safe.
I've seen some of your stuff.
Okay.
There's a couple things that a parent might hear that's like, shut it!
Okay, hold on.
What
How about
are
this?
you watching?
Okay, wait, how about this? Your parents are virgins.
I like it. Because I think that they would laugh at it, and the parents obviously are intelligent enough to know that they're not, because their spawn is sitting in front of them.
Right.
That's actually okay.
That's good, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a Rico level comedy.
Yeah, exactly. And also, what do kids like these days? Dream. They love Dream.
Oh my god, they're obsessed with Dream.
Yeah.
All those guys, Tubbo, Dream, freaking Tommy Emmett. I mean,
yeah.
they could fart into a microphone and it'd go viral.
I can fart.
There you go. Farting.
Oh, so that is funny.
That's funny. That's
funny. That was a wet one.
Oh my god. Oh my
I think I
god.
just
Yikes.
Yikes. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk. Yeah.
I haven't even begun to peek. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Oh my god, I can't wait.
You nailed this for brand safety.
You
So
think so?
you're ready.
I'm so ready. Got it. I'm really excited. This is awesome.
Miko, you're awesome. If you actually do want a game, I don't know. I'll follow you on Twitter if I don't already, and then just DM me or anything, and we can set something up. Okay?
Yay! That'd be so cool.
Bye.
Thank you. Streaming time. time, streaming time. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Signing off. Goodbye. Ah! Should I do that again? Was that too much?
Okay.
Okay. So you signed up willingly to work with Code Miko.
To be fair, when I signed with G4, I did not know that she would be employed. But yes, that is my coworker. You thought Avali was the way
Okay,
this one.
watching some. Here come Bandai Namco.
It's her. G4 is going to be great, folks.
I hope there's Xenoverse 3. Oh my
see your
gosh.
interaction with
And
I honestly, I don't know if I'm ready for that, personally.
I can't wait to watch that. So
Yeah.
let me know when that goes down.
I'll tell you what I can't wait to do.
Tell us, Greg.
Get to my
What?
PC and go to Steam.
I
If
know
you go to
I
Steam
know I
right
didn't
now, you'll find on the very
watch the
front
Legend of
page,
Zelda
the
trailer
link there,
because I
you
kind of
can
overslept, but I will be doing a reaction video to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. I will be doing that.
You can pre-order, you can have a good time.
So-
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. There it is. Go get to the rescue right there. Click on that. That's the
Yeah.
one. They need you. Fallen Aces. Click on that.
I just
one.
hoping
Go
for a
it.
Xenoverse 3, man. Give it
Everything for freedom
something.
games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything
Yeah.
for free. We keep putting them over, and for no reason, because they're great. So yeah, get all those games. Wish list them all.
And hey, while you're spending money, have you ordered your E3 merch yet? If not, check out e3expo.com/shop and get your order in today.
Bomber jackets on point.
Very nice, very nice.
Long enough for us.
I know,
Do you
right?
know this is sleeve
I
length?
know, it's very, very nice.
I like it.
Now, the big question is, what would you guys like to see here from Bandai Namco Presents House of Ashes?
I am not familiar with this,
Sure.
but I have been told that it is scary. And I don't do well with scary.
Yeah.
You know, you asked about Code Miko. It's scary. I don't know if I can handle that.
That's a different kind of scary.
Yeah,
That
true.
is a much different.
So I'm looking forward to, you know, a different kind of tone of presentation.
Would you like me to hold your hand during the presentation?
Sure, Puffy. I'm okay with that. You know, it's great.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, everybody, of course, this is going to be Bandai Namco. I still want to say Namco Bandai. It's when they changed the name, it was years ago, and it still screws me up to this day. Of course, they're working with Supermassive Games on the Dark Picture Anthology, a whole bunch of different horror games that are coming out in quick succession. This is the third one in the anthology already, but if you didn't know them before, of course, Supermassive made Until Dawn, a breakout PlayStation hit that then led to this deal. Of course, they've done Man and Medan already. Now they did Little Hope, and now it's time to see more of House of Ashes. So yeah, this one's an exciting, different thing, right, Jackie?
Well, I have been closely monitoring every trailer, any gameplay that has dropped on this, and it is so scary. Like,
Yeah.
I really cannot emphasize that enough. But
Come
for
on.
me, it has to be
Steph,
more than
come
scary,
on.
and it has to be more than these terrifying aliens. For some reason, the story really hits with me, and you can also tell that they've invested so much time into this project. And I'm really hoping we get more of an inside look here, because I am on board, and it is bloody and gory and aliens, and
Aye.
yeah, I'm here for
Ooh.
it. Yeah,
of course.
not your cup of tea, but 100% mine.
You know, hey, I'm here for it,
Drink
though.
it
I'm gonna
up,
watch it. I'm gonna watch it all.
baby. So, yeah.
Opposing forces get dropped into a Sumerian temple, right? And all sorts of supernatural elements start
Yes.
popping up. We'll see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So, Golden Boy, we need you to get psyched up. We need you to
Yeah.
get ready.
Oh
for
no,
this game.
I'm excited to watch it. I'm gonna be very
Let's do
scared.
this shit.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna go over to the media area and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna be horrified because it's gonna be great. It's time though for our next presenter, and here with their 2021 E3 presentation is Bandai Namco presents House of Ashes.
Oh man. Okay.
An ancient horror has awoken from its slumber and is hungry for blood. Shall we see how many have fallen into shadow?
Satellite sweeps of the war zone have uncovered what appears to be an underground storage facility. But I strongly suspect it's where chemical weapons are hidden, so we need to move fast.
To descend into the unknown alone is extremely brave. Or extremely foolish.
We're gonna sign off this shit.
Brothers in arms, or will it be a case of each man for himself.
Down! Get down! They're up on the ridge! Return fire!
You teeter on the edge of an abyss. Your survival depends on the choices you make. They will be as a compass, guiding you.
I didn't know Bandai Namco made these type of games. I had no idea.
What nightmare have these luckless souls fallen into?
Keep lookout.
Look out. Look out for what?
One by one, their lights will be snuffed out. Unless you can find the means to save them. Trapped beneath the earth, swallowed
Let's go.
by the void. Will you find the path to salvation? Or be lost in the darkness forever?
Yeah, House of Ashes. Come on. Oh man.
We're here at Supermassive to talk about the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes. I'm joined by exec producer Dan. How you doing?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Right,
Really cool.
So let's start at the very start. We're going to be talking about House of Ashes for most of the interview, but for those that don't know, tell us about the Dark Pictures anthology.
The Dark Pictures is a series of narrative, story-driven, branching horror stories. Each one is standalone. They each tell a different story, completely separated from the others, but within the same universe, so there is connection between them all. House of Ashes is set at the end of the Iraq War in 2003, with links 4,000 years ago that set the story up.
So tell us more about the theme and themes, I suppose, within House of Ashes.
It starts off with a military unit. They've got some new technology that can look for weapons of mass destruction underground. They think they've identified something in the Zagros Mountains in Iraq, and then as part of that they come into conflict with an Iraqi unit. There's a pitched firefight, and then the two groups are plunged underground. There's an earthquake of some sort, and it's revealed that there's a hidden temple underground, these big massive structures, but these different groups, they're all separated, radio contact is lost, and they're submerged in this black darkness.
Where on God's green earth have we landed?
And then they're going to start hearing things and seeing things, and people are going to start disappearing.
What the f just happened?
So this time it's a very real threat.
All of the Dark Pictures games, they all pull something from real life or from history, from fact. What's the case with the myth or historical part of House of Ashes?
So we love looking at and reading myths and legends and stories and doing our research, and we know our fans love it as well because there's something that they can link into afterwards, and I love doing that when I'm playing games or watching movies myself. So this one's set 4,000 years ago, the Akkadian Empire, and this terrible evil that happened. We had this self-proclaimed god king, Naram Sin, and he essentially cursed his people. He sacked this temple and brought famine and devastation to his own people. And so a lot of the history is lost, but we've done a lot of research about it, and then we had a lot of happy accidents that linked into the story we wanted to tell. And the fun thing for us is we get to do our own take on it. We get to twist it, and obviously we've made our own truth from it.
At the end of the sneak peek, the trailer, we saw monsters. Tell us a bit more about what's going on there.
The military unit that you're playing as, they don't really know what they're coming up against. They're not human, they're bigger, they're larger, they're faster. The team aren't going to know if there's one or two of them, or hundreds or thousands of them, and that's kind of the threat with this. You know, they've got guns. Maybe they could try and take one of them down, but maybe there's another one around the corner, or maybe there's a group of them, and maybe they're going to get ambushed.
Maybe they're like a cluster.
Exactly,
and
yeah,
they'll pop
a
out
nest,
once.
as it were.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to work on and see these things move around and how horrific they can be. They're different to us. They perceive the world in a different way. Getting little snippets of it in the darkness, and did I see that? Was it something that moved? Or is it actually just one of the other soldiers that's stuck in the catacombs?
Who's there?
We like to try and misdirect people on things, you know, that did you see something, did you not? And that's a great thing within horror, that you think you're going to be scared right now, and we're not going to scare you now, we'll scare you in a minute when you're not expecting it.
It's always coming.
Yeah, always.
So should we expect a huge amount of peril in the game?
Definitely. We love to do it. You know, it's fun for us to work on. It's horrific as it is, and we know that our fans love it as well. So yeah, there's at least 60 unique deaths, and there's a whole ton of variation on that as well. So Merwin and some of the others, you're going to see different things happening to them depending on how you play it out, you know, getting ripped and shredded and torn, and because there's a firefight, there's going to be bullets flying as well and all kinds of stuff. And it's not just the deaths, it's the gore that goes along with it, and you know, lots of blood.
Wicked. It sounds absolutely terrifying. I'm in.
Not gonna lie, man. It's pretty bad.
What differences have you made or changes have you made to the gameplay and mechanics for House of Ashes?
We were always evolving the Dark Pictures. We listened to a lot of the feedback from our fans, and also our team, what they want to do, how they want to push things forward. So we tried some stuff in Little Hope with you know, more camera control, 360 cameras at certain parts, and we've really leaned on that again, and it really works well. In House of Ashes, lots of the game is set underground, and so these sort of corridors which are really tight and oppressive.
Creepy.
Yeah, indeed. So we've had to learn, because you take away the fixed cameras, and that takes away some opportunities for horror. But we've had to learn new tricks to scare people and, you know, ramp up the tension and you know, the chance for jump scares, which, you know, some people love. We've also got a new torch mechanic, so you know, it's military themed. So these guys are going to be walking around with weapons, with torches mounted on them. We love the lighting that we do, this sort of really inky black darkness that we have, and sort of the contrast to the bright areas. And so you're going to need to lean on that torch to allow you to see where you're going, what the threat is, and that kind of stuff. We've also done things like added difficulty settings to this game. So in Little Hope we added you know, QTE warning icons as an example, and we've got some really good positive feedback about that, but also some people want to turn that off. We want to allow you to play the game in your way. So with our accessibility settings and difficulty settings, if you want to have a more casual experience, you can change those settings. Still, most of your characters are going to end up dead, but you know, that's
spoilers, yeah,
indeed.
but that's what we come here for. That's
Yeah.
okay, we can deal with it. So I've got to ask, what was it like working with Ashley?
So Ashley was fantastic. She researched Rachel, she understood her when she came on the set. It's so refreshing, she knew her inside out. And Rachel is a flawed character, so she brought that through so fantastically. The rest of the cast were fantastic as well.
When we were looking for Joey, Salim helped me.
You didn't tell me this because...
You'd flip your shit.
We want you to connect to these characters and understand them as humans. We want them to seem real because they're real to us. You know, we spend a long time designing them, and I don't mind if you hate any one individual character, because you don't like everyone in real life. But maybe you'll like them when you see the journey they go on.
Maybe you'll like them once they're dead and you feel bad about it.
and you feel bad about it, definitely.
Yeah.
But also we want you to save them. We want you to try and save them. You know, we know that some people want to get everyone killed straight away, and that's fine. That's their playthrough, cool. That's what they want to do. But, you know, can you get everyone out alive and save as many as you can?
There's a lot of replayability there.
Indeed,
Goes on forever. I like that. So, last question. Favourite scene?
Favourite scenes? So, Salim, our Iraqi soldier, and Jason Kolchak, one of the Marines that's there, there's a way that can play out, and a sort of contest between them, and you can make it go in a number of different ways.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's really emotional. Seeing them film it, I was lucky enough to be there, and then seeing that come through in game, I think we've got something there. I think that's gold. And then, of course, I love scaring people, so I love the jump scares. I love the moments of tension that we bring. We can't hold you in that moment, so we've got some fantastic jokes in there as well to allow you to relax for a moment before we scare you again.
To take your mind off the imminent threat. I like that. Dan, thank you so much. This has been really cool to talk about, and I'm sure, you know, I'm excited and terrified in equal part, and everyone else is just excited, I'm sure.
And it's been a real pleasure to speak to you, and I can't wait to get it into people's hands.
It's going to happen.
Before we dive in the House of Ashes, see how scared you got, of course, we want to thank Razer for being one of the E3 2021 sponsors. Of course, giving us these tired old blades nobody cares about. But this Blade 14 RTX 3080 built right in. Of course, the Razer.
I'm taking that.
Thank you so much. No, I'm taking that.
Okay, we'll fight.
Okay, well,
we've done it before.
You know what? I'll take the hand-me-down. I'll be little brother. I'll take the outdated. Nobody wants these anymore, right? Doesn't work. Golden Boy, you just saw the Dark Pictures anthology.
Yeah.
Your first glimpse of it. We have some reactions from you.
Oh, you do?
They were reporting you. They said you were a little scared, not terrified.
Not terrified, thankfully, because it was just a normal trailer, which is fine. There's my face.
You're unsettled for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you don't like that.
Don't like that. Not a fan of that one either. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that was one of the jump scares in the trailer. I got the willies there at the end too. Yeah. I am not crazy about horror.
Sure.
I was actually talking to the crew at the back, and I said, it really takes a very twisted mind to come up with these things. But it is impressive, though.
Yeah.
Right? You heard there in the interview, Dan saying I love the jump scares. I live for the jump scares. It's
60 different death animations is what that was something he wanted to make sure, because of course this is a choose your own adventure. If you've never played a Dark Picture anthology, right? You are moving characters in the third person. You jump around. It's like you're watching a movie. You make choices. Those choices lead to different permutations, different setups, different settings, which leads to different deaths or no deaths if you're really, really good. But that's the idea, right? Is that you're playing in your own horror movie is developing, and then gives you the reason to replay it.
Yeah. Also, a pleasant surprise for me was that Ashley Tisdale is in it. I didn't know that going into it, which I was like, wow, this is definitely an upgrade from High School Musical. This is definitely a quick turnaround.
Sure.
Big, different genre. But yeah, and I think also because we had the VO panel yesterday, which was great.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, right? Like the impact that video games are having. Hollywood stars coming in, lending their voice, lending their face, their acting, their skills to this, really bringing these characters to life is just going to add even more layers to this horror.
That's a huge thing. If you've never played before, performance capture is a huge deal for Supermassive. They go through, they use the facial animation. They want you to feel like you're watching a movie. So we will see soon enough how the Dark Pictures anthology pans out this time around with House of Ashes. But for now, let's toss it over to the one, the only, Jackie Jane.
Brothers in arms, or each man for himself. Survival
Where's
depends on
Xenoverse 3? I don't want to hear you guys talk. I want to see some Xenoverse 3 or something.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little excited about this title. Dan, I saw you taking lots of notes. You were taking notes about the mechanics, actually, but I know you're really thrilled with the story as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I am here for this. So.
Well, I'm a big old history nerd, so I was super stoked to hear more about the setting. It's really tying in a lot of ancient lore about the Akkadian Empire. You have Naram Sin, this guy who declared himself like the god king of the Akkadian Empire and desecrated this temple, and now it's coming back to haunt us in modern day. It's also interesting to use the Iraq War as a setting. It is definitely a fraught time period and event during which to set a game, but also I think a rich sort of backdrop for horror into this setting, because you're tapping into sort of Mesopotamian mythology of Pazuzu, this king of wind demons who's tormenting all of these soldiers, and I'm really excited to see what they can do. I told you I was taking notes, did some research. I'm excited. I can't wait to experience all 60 death animations.
I know the 60 unique deaths. Okay, Avi-chan's face right now is just killing me. Avi, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that if I'm ever trapped in like a dark cave, I'm probably gonna stick next to Dan because he understands what we should be doing. King of what now? You're looking up all this history on Pazuzu?
He's the king of wind demons. No big deal.
Come on.
It's better not be.
I don't even know
I
what
mean it.
the king of wind demons is. What was it?
Oh, he's Pazuzu.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You may remember him from The Exorcist as well.
Yes. Okay. Avi, you were obviously a big fan of the. Sorry, like Dan's just like I could go on. Pazuzu. Exactly. I was like, okay. But Avi, we've been talking about Resident Evil Village like at length. We both like horror survival. But also like when someone's playing with us, and I thought that it's great that it's co-op, so we can be scared together while we play.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting behind Dan and watching him play, because that's exactly what I did with Until Dawn, because I'm like, cool, I can't hold a controller and, try to guide these teenagers to safety. I'm going to step on a branch and individually kill them all. But Dan was going into like the history of all of it, and I'm going to like, oh, 2003, that's a little too close. And I didn't pass all my history classes, but I hope that Pazuzu doesn't, pop up anywhere in a textbook. But something that was really interesting for me when we were going through the trailers and going through that little dev talk is that they showed us Pazuzu. They showed us the monster. They showed us what it looks like inside the cave. So there's part of me wondering, like, usually with horror games, you don't show people the scary right away. So I'm wondering if maybe there's like a hidden layer of something else that they're not showing us yet that's going to catch people off guard, thinking that they're going in going like, I did my research, I know everything.
I know how to deal with a Pazuzu. This is easy.
I know. So you two would fall into the depths together, and then I would somehow be stuck with Michael, and he'd be like talking about JRPGs, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, we're in a world of hurt right now.
If I make a deal with the devil, I could turn into a very attractive protagonist, and then I could probably possess Pazuzu if I do negotiations like you can in SMT5. No, anyway, like, one thing I want to say about this one is the free cam controls. That's different for Supermassive, so I'm wondering how that works, because I feel like they're very in control of camera angles and what you see before you make choices. I'm sure there's like transition phases where you actually make your choices and all other stuff. It's just something new from them, so I just want to see how that plays out, especially with a bunch of other people trying to get very scalable.
And Damon, I know you're all about retro games, but I also know you love a good story. I know for me, I felt like this had a lot of heart. There was dialogue that we saw, and it really hit me to my core.
Yeah, and they showed the actors doing.
Come on, man! Please, this can't be it, you guys. I want to see Xenoverse 3. I don't care about no horror game. Xenoverse 3, come on. Bandai Namco making that's weird. Anyway, where's Xenoverse 3 or something? Get a new DBZ game. Give me something, man.
Games have changed and evolved so much over the years, and with those changes, so has the coverage of our favorite games. Outlets like PC Gamer, IGN, Polygon, and GameSpot have all led the way in gaming coverage, and for the first time ever, we've assembled the editors-in-chief of all those organizations and our voices of E3 series. Take a look.
No. Are you kidding me? Was that it?
Hello, welcome back to E3 2021. My name is Chris String. I run GamesIndustry.biz, which is one of the world's biggest video games business websites. And joining me today to talk about E3 and features games in general are some of the biggest names in the video games media.
Why will we come back?
And PC Gamer. But rather than me do the introductions,
no DBZ game.
Hello everybody. Who are you? What do you do? How did you get here?
Sure. I'm Christopher Thomas Plant. That's my full first name.
That's why everybody.
Sounds like Christopher
That's why
Plant.
everybody came. That's.
I'm the editor.
Everybody came. Most people came to. People came.
Hi everybody. Yeah, Tina Amini, editor-in-chief of IGN. I don't have a cool Christmas Twitter name, but I do have a really cool Halloween Twitter name that someone gave to me, which is Tina Aminityville. So that's all I got.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Randolph Ramsey. I'm the editorial director from GameSpot. I go by Randy in this country because while it's okay to be called Randy in America, if you say that anywhere else in the world, you will be met with sniggers. You can't say, hi, I'm Randy, to anyone else out there.
That's definitely true for us in the UK. So asking to all of you here, what does sort of E3 sort of represent to you? I don't know if I want to pick on somebody, but Randy, maybe.
It's difficult to separate E3 as a professional working industry and as a fan. I've been in this industry for so long that it's E3 to me is usually just a lot of
I am so angry right now.
Being overworked, not having enough sleep. But I think outside of the professional stuff, I think E3 for me. It allows me the chance to feel like just a regular old fan of video games. I still get hyped about stuff that gets revealed. And for those brief shining moments of those major press conferences or during like a key announcement, I can sort of forget that there's all this work that I need to do around this big event and just like be a fan of video games.
Yeah, having that in-person reaction, like you're typically sitting, if you're at a press conference, which I think probably for many of us, we maybe stopped attending them in like a physical capacity.
No, man.
Like we're in a war room of sorts with our team. But in general, just being able to sit next to your team and everyone's like reacting and then quickly scrambling to their keyboards again because they need to be typing up the news. That's obviously the primary element of it. But for me personally too, it's a bit of a reunion because we'll all see each other in person. But it is that opportunity to have that one space, that 1 week. We all agree we're going to take that time.
Where is Xenoverse 3? Where is our new Dragon Ball game, movie, trailer, anything? Well, that was where is it?
goes it alone.
Yeah, where is Dragon Ball Z?
But I think
I'm getting really mad. That better not have been it, man.
The same attitude. We like having as much time as possible.
I don't want to hear these jerkwads talk. Where is Xenoverse 3?
There is kind of an efficiency for us, I
Good
think.
gracious, what happened?
Immediately collected under one roof.
What
for
happened?
4 days.
The translate
intensity
this,
and
man.
spectacle that comes as a result of that, I think, can be genuinely fun and exciting. So, I mean, at least in North America, it looks like E3 will continue to be that center of gravity. For the
Lost in translation there.
For better or worse, you get reminded very blatantly that, like, this is a human enterprise. There are some real people who are putting in some, like, long hours trying to make for the best possible event for all of us.
Well, this year is a digital event, and there are lots of questions about what
Finna see something.
becomes in the future.
I wonder. I'm finna click on Rhyme Style right quick.
Come sort of 2022 or beyond that, what are your hopes for the future of E3, and what would you like to see?
Was that it?
It has to become more.
That really was it,
I think
wasn't
that
it?
is the thing that E3 was like leaning towards. I think it's like important to remember like what functions today. You know, in the 90s, video games were for children or
Oh no!
and mainstream public
No!
once a year, and all video game companies need to put all their money into one basket and pray that the New York Times wrote that story, right? Now it's the opposite. I mean, sure, newspapers are still catching up, but otherwise,
No!
video games
I waited 4 days for this.
The Guardian wrote about that. And because of that, E3's purpose no longer has to be, hey, let's get people excited
4 days
for one day, let's put all our money
for
into
this
it.
crap.
It has to be something different, which it seems to be more celebratory, right? Like that kind of has become a purpose. So I hope that whatever will become in the future is, like you said,
What a waste of time.
that
Waste.
is this thing that is bringing people in, that is this interactive,
Time.
is serving others.
I blame E3 and
And
Ben.
it's significant, you know, obviously despite the drawbacks of everything, of all of us being in a pandemic that's going to be running about 2 years long by the end of this, or hopefully just 2 years long by the end of this. I think it is significant that when we are being in this digital format now, I think it's nice that more people can connect. Obviously, it loses some of that social element, so I too, like Chris, hope that
4
is
days
retained,
for
and
this
I
crap.
selfishly hope that we all go back in person, but I think keeping some elements digital does help kind of connect to a broader community. And there can be various aspects of that. Obviously, the press conferences are something that are typically digitally available to begin with. But are there some of those panels that have been introduced, or some other versions of connectivity or versions of celebrations that is something that people can experience in person or at home to feel like they're a part of that entire celebration of the festivities, of the news breaking, and they can get a sense of that same excitement that they may be feeling home alone because for whatever reason they're not able to attend.
You know,
DBZ games, DBZ games.
The live aspect becomes a lot more like it's much more a celebration of games.
It's like you did it on purpose.
While you're
It's
there
like-
live in person. I think ESA, as everyone pointed out, has been sort of moving towards this hybrid thing where half of it is still behind closed doors.
One freaking game.
And then they're trying to, introduce more people into it, and they can play some games and run some big booths. But, I think, Comic-Con does that thing where it does...
One game! What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
While still having that sort of hype when you're talking about it, so if anything, I would hope that they push that sort of live community aspect more when you're there.
How far do you think they should go in that direction? Like, would you just like to see them take a full-on Gamescom approach where there are potentially tens of thousands of people, having a full public day, dedicated to
what is wrong with
that's really servicing the public more than the trade side, the business side.
Yeah, I think a traveling E3 show that goes around all year and visits multiple cities.
Some people will hate you for that one.
Luckily, I'm not in the USA. But yeah, and I realized that PAX does this to a certain extent as well. But I think what E3 could be is still have that spotlight on the biggest and the best things, and allowing people to, as I said, get hyped, get excited about their favorite company.
Yeah, and just to build off that really quick, I think the thing that developers are going to have to ask themselves now, when they've really hit this turning point culturally, is can we let go of the secrecy, right? Because Comic-Con works because they put talent in front of people.
Well, I'm out of here, you guys. That was a bust. No DBZ games, no anime games from Bandai, nothing. Just a stupid another freaking horror shooter. And we need enough of gun games. Gun games. Okay, what I'm finna do is I'm finna go ahead and watch The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild trailer, since I didn't get to catch it this morning. And then after that, I'm done. E3 was I give E3 a double F minus. Terrible.
Best thing ever to happen to tacos. Choose Cholula.
Terrible. Just one game of Bandai Namco and E3. We sitting here waiting for like 4 days, and that's the best you can give us? You bunch of scam artist jerks. Ugh. Gotta watch this. Okay, I'm about to lose it. I'm gonna watch me some Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild channel. Sheesh, I'm so angry I can't even think straight. Oh, shit. Interesting. Well, I hadn't even beat Breath of the Wild 2 yet, but this is the best thing I've seen so far. I'll watch it one more time to see if I missed anything. Okay. Awesome. Wow, his hair is long. Like he don't have a ponytail. I think that's pretty interesting. Digging Link's new look, yeah. Okay. Interesting. But I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about my ranting. You hear me whine, but man, this was not good. Anyway, live every day in victory, and